rates and all those things. But in all of these things, you need partnerships both locally and on a wider level to put it off. Okay, just some quick program stuff. Boulder County, Colorado, the first scaled program to launch in the country, launched in March of 2009. It has done 600 residential loans. It just launched its commercial side. It's done about a little over $10 million in funding. As I mentioned, it does pooled approach. Commercial, just getting started. They have a moral obligation on their bonds, meaning that they are giving a pledge, a partial pledge behind the bonds. They've done some tax exempt and taxable, mostly taxable. It's also a hybrid, internally run and outsourced program. So we do loan origination, but this county does a bunch of work too. San Francisco, California. This program launches, actually, the website goes live on Monday. The program launches for applications in about 2 weeks. $150 million program, all private capital, interim finance, meaning we provide, actually, in this case, Renewable Funding provides the money up front. We fund projects, and then we work with our, we have both banks that are working with on lines of credit and an underwriting team to help on the bond takeout at the back end. A couple key things about San Francisco. It is a energy efficiency, eat your vegetables program. If you want solar, you got to get your energy efficiency. You got to do at least 20% reduction in your energy use before they'll allow you to finance solar PV. You can get solar hot water without any of that, but just an important thing to keep in mind. They really want, for most projects, you get an evaluation, an audit. Audits are not perfect, but they give you an idea, a third-party, hopefully, idea of what your home as a system could use. And that's the best way to really drive energy costs down. It's not about just switching out widgets. It's about trying to get your energy costs down as a system. We do admin and financing, as I mentioned, and we were lucky enough just to get awarded a big grant. This is the web portal for San Francisco. And the reason I mention this is to talk about how you pull all the pieces together. One of the things you do is you provide in the system a bunch of information about the program so people can learn about it, contractors can learn about it, all about the projects. You also have people go into their own home. It brings up a map. Actually, that picture, I did not. It brings up a map. You put in your address. It shows you on the map. It shows other projects that have happened in your neighborhood. It estimates your energy use based on square footage. It allows you to do a bunch of analysis, just kind of off the cuff about your home. You plug in some information. It gives you some stuff back. And then when you're ready, it says, okay, I'm ready. And it helps you find, it tells you where vendors are and can tell you how to get started on your project. Yeah.
You said we got the stimulus grant. Who was we?
Oh, we working with the City of San Francisco.
The City of San Francisco.
The City of San Francisco's program got a $2 million grant.
Okay.
When you are ready, after you've learned about your program, if you've seen what your neighbors have done, again, a social marketing component, get people to understand this stuff. You get your contractor, you apply right online, it helps you through. We then do a whole bunch of underwriting, project review in the back end, give you an approval, you get your project done, you say, I'm done. You get a packet of documents customized for your property, you sign it all up, give us some stuff back, and we give you a check. The idea is to keep as much of it as possible online or with the contractor and the property owner already, so that the 70 to 80 to 90% of people who can help themselves through do so without having to call all the time. And then you have room and time in your call center to handle the 10 to 20% of people who will call you all the time. And I say that with a great deal of having learned. We also have 5 languages that we have in our call center, which is right in Oakland, down the hall from my office, to make sure we can do that. California FIRST is another example. So what we talked about is Boulder County, a county, a bunch of cities in the county. San Francisco, one city and county together. California FIRST is a pooled program. It's a bunch of cities and counties, in fact 146 cities and 14 counties working together in one program. We were under a statewide Communities Development Authority that has hired us to do it. Renewable energy, energy efficiency, water projects. Centralized admin, meaning we process everything in the back end all the same. One statewide bond pool, so we can issue in great volumes with great diversification for excellent investment ratings and rates, we hope. But every one of these programs has its own web portal that looks like this. So it's still of your community, it's tailored, you can work on your own contractor stuff, so that you make it work for your own community because the benefits of that whole back-end system in terms of economies of scale. So it's a nice way to help pull stuff together, and obviously a lot of folks. This was actually our pilot. It turned out to be 12 million people in our pilot. This is the landing page. It directs you to those web portals if you come in through the main page. Santa Fe City, New Mexico, again, another program, city and county, county and cities within the county, that's getting started in April. Los Angeles County, another big one where we have the county itself and the cities within the county working together. This one's a very holistic program, doing a lot of workforce training, a lot of marketing, a lot of other pieces of that has a big team that works together on that, and a really cool project. It's scheduled for summer, probably August. So I can talk more about each program, but I've taken enough time, and I know Craig wants to get through stuff, and we really want to have a conversation. This is kind of what I get to do. I get to go around and talk about PACE programs. We do design. We, as you see, we kind of help administer programs, and we do financing. But mostly what I do a lot is sort of take off that hat and just kind of help think through issues. A lot of what I try to do is make sure the model works, help people do it, because what we want are functioning, good programs that are successful. And we love being part of those programs. But we also love it when programs are operating and we're not part of them. So that's a big piece of my job. I actually really enjoy it. Just quickly about us, we now have contracts with over 200 local governments. I should say we have contracts covering over 200 local governments. Luckily, some of them are pooled programs, or 200 different contracts is a lot. We cover over 20 million people in 8 states, 7, 8 states, and we have offices around the country. And of course, Steve Frankel, who was introduced earlier, is here in Chicago, or up the road in Chicago, and here to help everywhere we can. And that is us. And so thank you anyway for your time and energy on this stuff. I'm happy to answer a couple quick questions now, but really I know Craig wants to talk a little bit, and then we can all talk about it. Okay, sir.
Is the cost of money, is that incorporated into the assessment?
Yes. So your assessment, the cost will include the cost of the money, including interest rates, program, and other administrative costs rolled in. You can get application fees, closing fees, and interest rate stuff, and you just got to cover your costs. The idea is to cover all your costs of the program there, rather than have a subsidy from the city or the county.
The assessment is still tax deductible.
The interest portion of your assessment is tax deductible, so we give you actually information on that and exactly payments. Now, what you do on your taxes, I will let you work out between you and the IRS, but there are a lot of assessments and services and things that show up on your property tax bill are not supposed to be deducted, but 99.9% people do. Technically, under the IRS stuff, about the interest portion of this is what's deductible, like your mortgage. So we tell you what your interest portion is for every payment.